Today's demonstration is going to talk about Watson Workspace and a line of business low-code, no-code tool, Buzzy, can be used to help you solve business problems very quickly. Whenever you have a problem, you need to bring people and information together to work on a problem. Workspace is the ideal product to do it. And because Workspace is infused with artificial intelligence powered by Watson, it's like having an extra assistant working the problem with your team. Today's scenario is going to start off with Gloria, a product manager who receives from one of their suppliers, Susie, a complaining email about a product launch that's not going well. And in fact, the distributor of the Greenwell phone version 2 are getting a high number of returns, and the supplier, Susie, is not happy, and she's emailed Gloria here to start working the problem. So Gloria actually is in Outlook here, and she wants to now bring this team together. So we've integrated Watson Workspace, a conversational artificial intelligence tool, to help Gloria bring that team together to start working the problem. So she clicks on the Watson Workspace icon, and now she's actually going to take this email and push it out to the team in what's called a workspace. And she actually can just click a couple buttons, and right from Outlook, it'll automatically bring up a list of the product she's working on. Here's the Greenwell phone resolution space where her team is working problems like this. And instantly that email now is dropped right inside Watson Workspace. So what Watson Workspace is a conversational tool where teams get together to start chatting and sharing ideas on how to solve the problem. The advantage of Watson Workspace is something called templating. So when this space was created, it automatically looked out there and said, these are the applications you need, and the ones we'll be showing today are from Buzzy. Again, they're a line of business, no-code, low-code tool to quickly build line of business applications. We're also bringing in people and experts into this. And along the right side, we actually have a status chart of what's actually happening, a list of what the complaint is, and basically a project management timeline of what needs to get done to solve this problem. So all of this is an IBM exclusive in Watson Workspace that when you create a space or a place for this team to work, that template kicks in, brings the people, the applications, the data, and a project management set of tasks on the right side all together for them. So now we see that actual email that was dropped in here from Outlook so the team knows what's going on. And Kelly Hart, one of the call center people, says they've been flooded with calls lately about the phone. Adam Towers is not happy with these customer complainings and actually asked Gloria to do something about it. And so they're talking about like what really is the problem. So Gloria now is going to ask the space and say, and uses this add space command, which notifies the entire space and says, do you think maybe we need to do a survey of the customers returning these phones to find out why they're actually returning them? So she actually types that in. And then automatically the team can now answer her back. So Adam or Kelly could actually get back to Gloria and say, hey, we believe we should do a survey. But what happens if no one really has an answer? Wouldn't it be great if your personal assistant, Watson, that's always listening to the conversation happening, can chime in? So what Watson has done is underline that sentence saying, I understand what Gloria is asking for, and I am here to help if she wants. And we have this little Watson icon that sits here and floats. So if no one answers her question, Watson can answer it. She just clicks on that icon, and it's now going to bring up the Buzzy survey template. So again, it's going to bring up a bunch of Buzzy applications she can now choose from to meet the need that's out there. So when she clicks on that, it actually lists some sample surveys. So again, Watson understood what she was asking for, and then went out and got the line of business applications from Buzzy that matched, and then are showing her the survey template she can pick from. So she'd like to preview the Greenwell phone survey that they've used in the past, and maybe that's something that she wants to do. By a click of a button now, it'll automatically take her to the Buzzy application. She can now preview that this is kind of what she's looking for, and she's now going to use and create from the template the Buzzy application just by clicking just that easily. If she scrolls down here, she can actually see that it meets most of her needs, but she'd like to add some more information to this application. Well, Buzzy makes it very easy to do this with no coding whatsoever. She just clicks the button here, clicks on properties, and she's now brought into basically the no-code, low-code tool and says these are all your current fields in your survey application, your name, your email, all that kind of stuff, like why did you refer to phone. It lists all the different options here, and she'd like to actually add a new one, and she'd like to actually add that she'd like to do an attachment with that. So she's actually said we're going to add the attachments, and then add that link, and if she scrolls down, we've now added that, and right here we can actually see that we're going to actually say I'd like to add in pictures. So to the survey now, she wants to add a new field so a customer can actually take a picture of their phone of what's actually happening, or maybe send a picture in of it. So she clicks done, and voila, we now see that the added feature to the survey is they can add an image of what's not working with it. Okay, so she clicks on publish, and now she's actually published that application out to the team. Now time has passed, and maybe they might want to start looking at the returns of it. And again, right from the Watson Workspace, we've integrated that application. So again, part of the template was to add these Buzzy applications. She's just going to say, hey, I'm looking for a report on the latest returns of the survey. She clicks on that. Watson understood what she was asking for. Again, it's like having that personal assistant with you. And it underlines it in pink here. It says report on latest returns. Pops up the little Watson icon. She clicks on that. And again, now she can instantly see what that report brings up. And she now sees that, wow, the camera is the main concern of that report. So she actually notifies the team it looks like the camera. Again, the power of Watson Workspace was I was able to pull the data from the Buzzy application and surveys, bring it right into the space. So I kept the team focused. The information was there. I did not make them jump all over to go find this data. It's all right there for them. So now she asks, does anyone know who is a camera manufacturing expert? So again, they need to expand the team that's working on this project, and she's asking her cohorts if anybody knows what that is. So again, the power of this is she just asks using natural language a regular question, and if no one on her team up here knows exactly who the answer is, wouldn't it be great if you had a personal assistant that knew everybody in the company, knew what their expertise was, and again, underlines it here, and now automatically will say, I will find your expert. So it's now going to go off to, for example, in our case, IBM Connections, and find out all the experts that have been tagged in that product, and then come back with that these are the camera experts. And these are good things about Paul, so she's actually going to bring in and actually invite Paul to the space. So just by using Watson to find the expert, it found it, she clicks one button, and now automatically Paul gets added to the space. Gloria's now going to ask Paul, saying, hey Paul, can you please take a look, find out what's going on, and maybe he can help us. The power of Watson Workspaces is I can easily grab another employee in my company and bring them into the space, and they're instantly caught up. What happens if I wanted to bring some of these customers in, or I wanted to bring in my business partner Susie in? I can also reach outside my organization and bring those people in also. That's the power of Watson Workspaces. Internally, externally, whoever you need to solve the problem, you can easily bring those people together to solve it. Okay, so let's now pivot and go over to Paul. Paul is always on the go. He is never in the office. And so he actually runs Watson Workspace from his phone. Now the power of Watson Workspace Assistant Watson is it's always listening to the conversation. How's that going to help Paul, who's late to the game? Again, Paul was brought in after all this stuff has been happening. Paul could scroll through all these lists of things and have to read everything important and not important. But wouldn't it be great if Watson, his personal assistant, could easily do that? So he just clicks a button, and this little Moments thing comes up here. Moments powered by Watson. Moments means is it'll give Paul the information he needs to quickly navigate the conversation, highlight what's important to him, and then he can instantly get going on the project. So he clicks on Moments. It's now going to pivot, and now all of a sudden, he now can actually just scroll through and says, that's a query. Someone asked a question. This was an action question. So all of a sudden now, all those things are actually, this is a suggestion. All this stuff is actually information categorized by Watson so that he can actually quickly get to what's really important. And again, the power of Moments is it will read the conversation, tell you what a question was, what an action was, when someone's going to do something with a commitment, and it makes the noise, or removes the noise from the conversation and gets Paul running on this project much faster than any other product out there. No one in industry has this personal assistant Watson that reads the conversation and actually makes it better than it is. Okay, so really, that's really the end of the demonstration was Gloria brought a team together. They started working on it. They brought the Buzzy applications in using Watson Intelligence here. They were able to then quickly modify the no-code, low-code applications from Buzzy, which makes it very, very powerful. And then once they actually did the customer survey, they wanted the results. They were able to use a Watson to actually go to Buzzy, grab the results, and show them in the space so the team never had to leave the space. And last but not least, when they went looking for an expert outside of the group working the problem, Watson once again knew all the employees in the company, grabbed that expert, dropped them into the space here, and then he could actually start working the problem. And because Watson was reading the conversation, using moments, again, was easy for Paul to get caught up. And last but not least is, again, this was an internal example, but if I wanted to bring Susie in my supplier, I could easily bring her in just like I brought Paul in, because the right people in the right space lets you solve a problem so much quicker than anything on the market. Thank you very much, and try Watson Workspace for free.